All right, for slope-intercept form, we're still on day 5 notes. We're on the second half of the first page. Slope-intercept form, and an equation of a non-vertical line, y equals mx plus b, where m is the slope and b is the y-intercept. So this equation you should definitely be familiar with. Point-slope form, you should have learned this in algebra. So it's an equation of a non-vertical line. It says y minus y sub 1 equals m times the quantity of x minus x sub 1, where m is the slope and x1 and y1 is a point on the line. So I'm going to write that formula. Okay, and then something else to note. When you are given the slope or a point or the b, the y-intercept, we're only plugging numbers in for these two spots on slope-intercept form. And we are only plugging numbers in to these three spots for point-slope form. Okay, so this is the only thing that will be traded out with a number. So down here, for example 2a, this one would be SIF, which is slope-intercept form. Okay, so I refer to this as SIF and this is PSF, slope-intercept form and point-slope form. Okay, so for graphing an equation in slope-intercept form, we start with our y-intercept, which is 1, b, and our slope is 2/3. We begin, B for begin, on the y-axis at 1. Then we rise 2, and we run 3. And really, you should have 3 points at least for every line if you can do so. So I'm going to go ahead and go up 2 more over 3. And you could also go down 2, left 3. You can see it's on the same line. We would draw our line, and because this is a line, you need to have arrows. Okay. Now, for this one, if we compare this to this formula right here, this is your y1, this is your slope, m, and this is your x1. So the slope, it's a -2, but we have to graph it, so we're going to make it a fraction, -2 over 1. And then it says the x and y are opposite numbers when taken out of the equation. So if I look here at the x and the y, I've got a +3 and a -4. I need to flip the signs. So I'm going to have a -3 and a +4. So I'm going to go to -3 up to 4, plot my point. So my point goes first. Then from that point, I will fall 2 units, run +1. So fall 2, run +1. And just keep going until I can't go any further. So this is where I started. And from there, I can also rise 2 and go left 1. And that's on the same line. So again, we're graphing a line, so we need to have arrows on the end of each line. I do prefer that you use a straight edge of some sort, so that could be your ID, or just a simple small ruler. If you really want to go cheap, you could go with an index card. But regardless, you should be using something with a straight edge.